上的第四站搞到上的上的非常上这一站哎，sorry。
For we are who we are. Father, we thank you for we are here today. Father, we thank you for you have made this day. We want to bless you for the scholarship beneficiaries that you have given us this year. Lord, we pray that you may bless them, bless what they're about to embark on, and may they fly always. Lord, we place this occasion into your hands. May you enlighten us with your Holy Spirit, and may we do everything here today to bless and glorify your name. In Jesus' name we've prayed.
Thank you so much, Cara. So I'll take this honor to name our guests that are going to take us through the program. And our chief guest, CPA Andrew Kawere, the Deputy Director, Payment Systems Oversight and Policy, Bank of Uganda, is in the room with us today to preside over this special occasion. It's the Student Scholarship Program. We have the Vice President of the Institute, CPA Ronald Mutumba. He's with us in the room. We have the Chairperson, Education Committee, CPA Dr. Albert Richard Zotete. You're most welcome. We have the Chief Executive Officer, represented by the Director of Education, CPA Charles Biaruhanga. Our valued staff present, the beneficiaries, members of the Fourth Estate. Thank you all for coming. At this point, I'll invite, we'll have opening remarks from CPA Charles Biaruhanga, who is here on behalf of the CEO. Let's clap for him as he comes to take the floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Our chief guest, the Vice President, Chair, Education and Research Committee, ladies and gentlemen, I have already been introduced. I'm here to just give opening remarks, representing the Chief Executive of ICPAU. I therefore bring you greetings from the Secretariat of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, and to wish you a happy new year. Today, we are here to unveil the beneficiaries of the ICPAU scholarship scheme of the 6th cohort. And therefore, we shall be referring you as the 6th cohort of beneficiaries. Today, of course, is your day. And that's why this function has been organized. And therefore, I take the opportunity to welcome you to the scheme, the beneficiaries scheme, which of course is your scheme, because if you are not there, then of course it would not be there. It is there because you are there. You who are here and those who have already benefited from it, and then those are others who are yet to benefit, because it is an ongoing scheme. It is a scheme which was established by ICPAU, of course, for you. Now, ICPAU is a trustee now, because it established it and gave it to you, and then for it is a trustee, and it will manage it in the best interests of the beneficiaries. So you're welcome. By now, I think you understand ICPAU. I want to believe so. Maybe slightly, maybe fully. ICPAU can be understood or is understood from what we see in different ways. To you, the 6th cohort beneficiaries, probably by now, you understand it like how an elephant is understood by 3 blind men. I'm not saying we were blind, and you're not elephants. But it is something I wanted to use, an analogy. The 3 blind men described the elephant in 3 different ways, none of which was describing the elephant. The one who touched the leg of the elephant, and of course, you know the elephant, the leg is very, very big. that one thought the elephant is like a stump of a tree. Very small thing, a snake could be compared to an elephant. Then the one who touched the ear shows that the elephant is like a leaf of a tree. And the elephant is none of those. But why? They understood it differently from different perspectives. So it's like ICPAU from the observer's point of view. Some think that ICPAU is PAEB. PAEB is the Public Accountants Examinations Board that manages the examinations on behalf of the council of the institute. And the PAEB is like UNEB. Many of you know what UNEB is. So when you hear about UNEB, you're hearing about exams. But ICPAU is not about exams. Okay? Then from others understand ICPAU as an institution of higher learning. Many of them have come to us as if ICPAU was a university. Why? Because probably it examines students and qualifies them, so they think it is an institution of higher learning. Yet, from the accountants and you, the beneficiaries, aspiring to become accountants, and those ones who have already become accountants, ICPAU is a PAO, a professional accountancy organization, the National Professional Accountants Organization for Uganda, whose responsibility is to regulate the accountancy profession in this country. So that's what ICPAU is, and that's what it is meant for. And now, you, the beneficiaries, you have a responsibility as beneficiaries. And the responsibility is simple. We expect you to live to the expectation. You're expected to live to the expectation. And what is the expectation? To study diligently, to complete the course, and become accountants. That's why this is a scheme was established, to facilitate the development of Ugandans to become accountants. And therefore, I want to advise you from the beginning of this responsibility. I'm reminding you, you have a responsibility, and therefore be expected to live to the expectation. If you live the expectation, many people want to associate with you. And of course, you know, people like to associate with top performers. You have heard of top performers in sports. So when you talk about characters like Maradona, no one will ask who Maradona was, because he was a top performer. No one to ask who Pele was, because Pele was a top performer. If you talk about Michael Jordan, we all know him. He was a top performer in basketball. But you, the beneficiaries, you are also top performers. Because it is because you are topped, you performed at the top at the universities that you qualified to become beneficiaries of this scholarship scheme, as it will be made clearer as we move along. So that is the responsibility. You are a top performer, and we expect you to perform the best as you embark on this scheme. Okay? So the responsibility is to live the expectation, and of course, to walk the talk. You are top performers, then the actions must prove that you are top performers. However, it is not a walkover, as you might have already realized it. You will have to put in some more time and make some sacrifices here and there if you're going to benefit from it. You're going to hear from the stories of those who have already become accountants or who have completed the accountant's qualification course. Some of them are here in the house. You will hear their story and they will have what to tell you. And probably you will learn, you will get something to learn from what they're going to say. And for now, I think, thank you for listening to me. I will take now the honor of inviting the chair, Education and Research Committee, to come and give the overview of this scholarship scheme. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Oh, is it the year is already old? Thank you for attending this function. We'll try to make it as quick, as short as possible. You have listened to the representative from the CEO of the Institute, who is our Director of Education. I am CPA Dr. Albert, the Chair of the Education and Research Committee. So I'm here to give you an overview of the scholarship program. He has already said it was launched in 2019. And so we are around 5 years now. And the whole purpose was to foster professional development and drive meaningful social impact. This strategic initiative aims to empower aspiring accountants with the knowledge and skills needed to excel as future business leaders, contributing significantly to Uganda's economic growth. So this program is targeted to people who want to study CPA, and the Institute needs to give them some support. So since its inception, the program has supported 50 students, and these students are from different backgrounds, not only in terms of regions, but also what they studied at the university. So the program covers ICPA related costs, and that includes registration. Whenever you apply for exams, you have to pay. There's also annual renewal as a student, and then also examination fees per paper, and also study materials. So you can see that it's a significant amount of money which the student will be able to save by actually attending this program. Now, to be eligible, these graduates have to have completed bachelor's degree with first class or second class. I think you are very familiar with these grades from public or chartered private universities. And assessments have been done annually. Typically, the Institute will make a call for applications on the website as well as social media, and then the eligible people will apply. And then when they have applied, the committee, our committee, which is Education and Research, will look at those applications and then rank the students. And then the top 10 will definitely be the successful students. And then now those students will have to be informed. If they accept, then they'll be enrolled in the cohort. Now, completion timeline, the students are required to complete the CPA Uganda course within 2.5 years. Because they actually have everything, right from fees, study materials, they can be able to finish the course in faster. So what has been the impact so far? We launched with 10 students in 2019, but now we have reached 50. So that's quite a significant impact. And then it has also enabled, of course, the students to complete. Some of them have completed, and I think we are going to listen to them. And in the process, definitely, it's going to help them when they're applying for jobs. So when you finish the CPA Uganda course, you tend to be at added advantage, and you apply for more higher level jobs at the level of course, CFO, CEO, and so on, or manager internal audit. So I think this is the kind of benefit those students are going to get. Then in terms of the profession as a whole, we expect to have more and more students completing such that Uganda as a whole has more certified public accountants. So we feel that this scholarship program is going to be critical in adding to the stock of accountants in Uganda. So we are very happy as the institute that this program is still going on. We are now going on the 7th cohort, and we believe that the council of the institute will continue to support the student scholarship program. Please clap for that. So that is the overview, and I would like to take the opportunity now to invite CPA Ronald Mutumba, who is the Vice President of the Institute, to give us remarks from the President and the unveiling of beneficiaries. Yeah, welcome, CPA Mutumba.
With Dr. Albert. I don't know which comes first. Is it CPA Dr. Albert? Is it Dr. CPA Albert? But should be CPA Dr. Albert. Our chief guest, CPA and Mukawele. It's an honor to have you in our midst. The chairperson of the ICPAU Education and Research Committee, CPA Dr. Albert Richard Totete. Today I come in peace. I will not emphasize that the name is Mutumba. Not Mutumba, but I have not said anything. Members of the ICPAU Council, members of the committees of the ICPAU Council, tuition providers, staff of the secretariats that are in our midst, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda and our president, CPA Josephine Okwi Osia, who cannot be with us today. But she might not be with us physically, but she's with us in spirit. And I take this opportunity to warmly welcome all of you to this ceremony and also wish you a happy new year. As we are all aware, today's ceremony is about unveiling the 6th cohort of the ICPAU Student Scholarship Program, and we should also be launching the 7th edition of the program. So, to the 6th cohort beneficiaries, allow me to extend our congratulations to you for having emerged winners after a thorough selection process. You should take a lot of pride that you can go through this vetting process and come out as a winner. That is proof that you have the potential in life to be a winner. You have the potential in life to be cream, because cream is always on the top. So keep up that spirit. And I would like to say to you that you have made a right choice in applying because accountancy is a good profession. I say this with a lot of pride because at a personal level, it was the turning point of my life. And I found a lot of fulfillment in being a CPA. I am proudly a CPA. So be aware that every organization, every business, anywhere you go, the services of an accountant will always be required. It's not only in employment, even in your social circles, even at the church where we go pray, we can offer our services. Our services are needed. So permit me to remind you that from the onset, you must be aware that your success will depend on your hard work and adequate preparation for examinations. The CPA examinations are not a walkover. So for you to pass, for you to excel, you're going to have to combine three things. One, hard work. Two, adequate academic preparation. You have to read. You have to read. You have to read. You have to read extensively. Three, you also have to be aware of developments in the business and economic environment. Because the accountancy profession is one of those professions that serves in the public interest. And this is in the business and economic fields that keep on changing. We are custodians of ensuring compliance with regulations, with laws. So you must be aware of the developments within this environment and be able to apply it to what you have studied in class. So as you embark on this exciting journey, please take full advantage of the resources that are available to you. For example, we have student engagement, webinars, and other programs that are organized by the institutes. We recently released the results for those who sat the December exams. And one interesting statistic in there was a good number of those who passed the exams are those that have been attending these engagements. Meaning the engagements are a critical resource. Then the other thing, CPA is like marriage. You have got to stay committed and aim to complete within the expected timeline of 1.5 years. You don't keep on shifting the goalposts. You have to stay committed. Along the way, you might fall, but every time you fall, fail, that is. Pick yourself up quickly. And like they say, rumba, attack, afresh. And I take this opportunity to also inform you that having the CPA qualification will make you eligible for membership of ICPAU. So passing the exam alone does not make you a member. When you pass the exam, you apply for membership. And membership comes with lots of opportunities, lots of, I don't know the right word to say, but opportunities that can change your life forever. As a member, you will have an enhanced professional profile with a CPA designation. It will also offer you international recognition. ICPAU is a member of the International Federation of Accountants. So be sure that even when you cross borders, you can cross with your qualification and gives you access elsewhere. Membership will also give you eligibility to opportunities on the ICPAU Council, committees of council, global advisory boards, and technical boards, not to mention even governance boards of other entities within the country and perhaps even beyond. Membership will also give you the right to vote at the ICPAU annual general meetings. And also you can be able to start your own practice. You can take a decision not to be a job seeker, but rather a job creator by going into practice. So as accountants, we contribute significantly to community transformation. And we therefore encourage you to use the knowledge and skills you will acquire to uphold professional excellence as you too contribute to this cause. Right now, our key commitments as an institute, as members, is we create impact. So we look forward to working together with you to create impact. As we celebrate your achievements, we are proud to also announce to you that 2 beneficiaries, one from the first cohort and the other from the second cohort, will be amongst those hundreds of people that will be graduating on the 6th March, 2025. That is evidence that you shall or you should also be able to graduate. So have faith. Because their success stands as a testament to what is possible with dedication and hard work. So as I extend my congratulations to them, I want to assure you, our newest winners, that the journey you're about to embark on is also absolutely achievable. With commitment and perseverance, you too can reach this remarkable milestone. So, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, permit me to now unveil the 6th cohort of beneficiaries whose names I am about to read. And this one is applied between February and April 2024. And they will be enrolled on the course immediately after this ceremony. I'm going to request that as I read the name of each beneficiary, you please stand up. So we have Anthony Magumba Wanendea from Chambogo University and had been pursuing a Bachelor of Civil and Building Engineering. We have Cleophas Nabanja from Makerere University, who had pursued a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. We have Deborah Kupundakwe from Mbarara University of Science and Technology, who pursued a Bachelor of Business Administration. We have Emmanuel Anziku from Makerere University, who also pursued a Bachelor of Business Administration. We have Irene Viola Agava from Gulu University, who also pursued a Bachelor of Business Administration. We have Joan Claire Nyangoma from Mbarara University of Science and Technology, who pursued a Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance. We have Mase B. Nzika from Makerere University, who pursued a Bachelor of Commerce. We We have Patrick Okello from Chambogo University, who pursued a Bachelor of Business Studies with Education. We have Roger Mukonyezi from Makerere University, who pursued a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. And we have Sophia Sanyuna Kiranda from Chambogo University, who pursued a Bachelor of Science in Oil and Gas Production. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our beneficiaries. And we wish you the very best for this significant journey that you are about to begin. So, you may take your seats. As I conclude, I would like to thank the Council of ICPAU for establishing the scholarship scheme as a way of giving back to society. I also thank those who operationalized the program under the stewardship of the Education and Research Committee. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I take the pleasure of introducing my good friend, our chief guest, CPA Andrew Kawere. As a university student, he realized that he had a lot of spare time that he could use to pursue the CPA course. He consequently enrolled for the course and pursued it concurrently with his Bachelor of Commerce degree at Makerere University. By the time Andrew graduated, he had made significant progress on his CPA journey, which he completed shortly after graduating. His professional career has also been equally inspiring. At a very young age, he was appointed Deputy Director, Payment Systems Oversight and Policy at the Bank of Uganda, a role that underscores his exceptional competence and skills. I'll also tell you something. Andrew was also at one time my lecturer also. He also lectured me. So please join me as we welcome him to share his CPA story. CPA Andrew Kawere, you're welcome to take the stage.
Thank you very much, my good friend and my president at that, vice president at that, the Institute Ronald, CPA Mutumba. I will address you formally, Mr. Vice President Ronald, Dr. CPA Albert Otete, Chairperson of the Education Committee, the CEO, represented by CPA Charles here, the media fraternity, the staff from the Institute, the beneficiaries of the 6th cohort, ladies and gentlemen in your various capacities, good morning to you all. And it's such an honor to be here to share some thoughts with this team that's joining the accounting fraternity. And as we launch the 7th cohort of the scholarship program. So I thank you, Mr. President and the Secretariat for inviting me to be part of this event. And thank you for giving back to the community as a profession. Indeed, this is what it means to build the accountancy profession in Uganda and beyond, as we state in our mission at ICPA. The beneficiaries of the program, congratulations on being selected. And I would like to welcome you to this wonderful and amazing community that you are joining, and that is the accounting fraternity. You've been chosen among multitudes. I don't know how many applicants the Institute received. 359, and you're just about 10. So you can imagine how competitive that process was. So congratulations. And I do hope that the few words I will share with you about my own story and how it has shaped my career, how it has shaped me professionally. I do sincerely hope that you pick one or two things, one or two lessons that you can take back with you as you start this amazing journey. January is popular for graduations. You graduated last year, I believe, not so? Most of you, if not all. So January is popular for graduations. In fact, when graduation season, this week, I think it's Makerere, the other time it was Kiambogo. So it's a popular time for graduations. But like my friend has mentioned, for me, my own CPA story, or my association with the institute started long before graduation. And there is a famous gentleman, we're not so famous, but he's called Geoffrey Chaucer. And there is a quote attributed to him, which is what I will start with in these few remarks. And he says, "Time and tide wait for no man. Time and tide wait for no man." Now, for me, I will also tell you another story. Recently, my employer recruited a group of very young graduates, fresh graduates, a group of them. So as I was doing induction for them, I told them how long I had been working. I told them that I have been working for about 22 years, post-university. And one of them said, "Hey, but shouldn't you be retiring?" I'm sharing this story because it made me reflect on how fast time flies. And indeed, time and tide wait for no man. So 22 years have passed. And it is unbelievable how fast time flies. But now, my own association with the institute started even more than 22 years ago. 24 years to be specific, because I was in my university first year. And I was fortunate because I was able to see and appreciate that principle, that quote that I've just shared with you, that time and tide wait for no man. And that's where my story starts. I had a lecturer at university, Professor Omunuk. I think CPA Albert might know him. Professor Omunuk Joseph Ben. So when we're in year one, very happy to have joined university on a government scholarship, on a Bachelor of Commerce degree. So Professor Omunuk, that time I think he had not even completed his doctorate, but he mentioned that, well, congratulations on your admission to university, but this BCom degree you're pursuing does not in any way make you accountant. That's a statement he made. And I said, but I thought I had arrived. I thought I had arrived. So for me, that was the eye-opener. And so in March 2001, I quickly made up my mind to do something about that very haunting statement, that a BCom degree did not make me an accountant. Okay. Thankfully, ICPU was around. And to cut the long story short, I quickly went to the institute. I met JB. JB is not here, but you know, he's one of those former staff of the institute who served for so long. I met JB, I met Simon was there, so it was a very small secretariat. And I registered. I remember my registration number. It's not far from my vice president's. My registration number was 00410. My brother here was maybe a few number, 28. Yes. So, but I registered. Why? Because I knew that time and tide wait for no man. I didn't know back then that, well, things will move as they eventually did, but I knew that I had to do something at the earliest opportunity. So unlike you, my friends who are doing so, who are joining the program after your university degree, I was fortunate to start mine while still at university. There were hard times, wasn't small, because doing 2 courses was tough. Some occasions, especially regarding clashing timetables, because the institute's examination cycle was June, December. And during our times at university, the university semester would also run with the same cycle. Jan, June, July, and then September to December. So it was a bit tough on some occasions. But at the same time, the course CPA as a course is a lot more granular than what you find in university. So in a way, it also helped me with the other side. So I would do a paper on the CPA program or two, which would eventually help me on the academic side of the university. And eventually, I excelled even in my first class degree. So there was a bit of complementarity that eventually made life a little easier for me. So I ended up doing very well, both ways, partly because of the complementarity of the courses. But that's just one side of the story. The association with the institute also introduced me to the profession. And one of the things we did at university back then was to found an accounting association, which still exists today. I didn't hear anybody from Makerere University Business School among the 6th cohort. But one of the associations we founded was the Accounting Students Association of Makerere University, which I was fortunate to serve as president during my 3rd year. 2nd year, it was during my 2nd year of university. But I wouldn't have had that opportunity had I not associated myself with the institute, because it was through my interactions with the institute that I, myself and a few other friends of mine, got this idea. But that's the one side of the story. This association helped us to link up with the practitioners. And with the support of the institute, we were able to bridge the gap between the student world and the practitioners, accountants. Okay. Why am I emphasizing this? I'm emphasizing this because that introduced me, or that introduced us and my colleagues, the concept of networking. And not just networking for the sake of networking, but networking professionally, because we were student accountants, and here we were bridging that gap with practitioners. So that is where it all started. And I will, scrap over some of the details in the interest of time. But fast forward to the post-university times, because of that association, because of those networks that I was fortunate to start building early on, I was able to break through very quickly into the corporate world. I had a chance to work with a number of institutions. I worked with KPMG, I worked with East African Development Bank, and my current employer. But a lot of that is because of the additional professional competencies. And of course, the professional tag that the CPA brand added to my name. My first job was long before I completed the course. I was maybe doing my 3rd level. It was about the 3rd level when I got my first job. Okay. But that was something that added to the competencies. It was an added advantage, I can tell you. And of course, subsequently completing the course and performing different roles, the course was very key in terms of technical competencies. Okay, there is a lot you've done at university, but I'll tell you that technically, as an accountant, as a finance professional, as a tax professional, as a business advisor, nothing in university beats a professional course like CPA. So technically, the skills, the competencies are things that have enabled me to move. So some people will say that, you were just lucky, but I will disagree, because luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And this is attributed to a Roman philosopher called Seneca. So as you start this journey, I want to tell you that you can create your own luck. Some people will say you're lucky, even by the mere fact that you've been selected in this 6th cohort. Some people will argue that you are lucky, and I will disagree with them. And I want you to disagree with them. I want you to tell them that we are not just lucky. We have prepared to meet this opportunity. We were prepared when this opportunity arose. Okay, and I want you to build onto that as you start this journey. I want you to take charge of your career. I want you to take charge of your destiny as you embark on this journey, to create more luck, if you want to call it luck. You can create more luck if you embrace this opportunity before you. So personally, as a member of the Institute, I've had massive opportunities over the years. The Vice President has highlighted some of them, but I will emphasize them because these are very, very important opportunities that are going to come your way if you embrace this opportunity that ICPAU has presented before you. Networking. Okay? We are in the networking age. You don't have to know everything, but you need to know someone who knows something. Okay? It's a networking age, professionally, personally, socially. Embrace that opportunity. Okay, I've met countless number of professionals in this journey. Countless, I can tell you. And they've been very beneficial in some situations. There are leadership roles. The leadership roles are not only for members, like the side that the Vice President emphasized. There are committees, of course. I've served on the accountants and business, accountants in business panel, the Technical Committee of Council for a number of years. I've served under PAEB with the Directorate of Education almost 16 years. So there are countless opportunities for service, countless opportunities for leadership. That is for members, but even for students. I know there are student associations. There are regional membership associations and student forums that you can take advantage of as you build your network. Consulting avenues. Okay. Through the networks, you get opportunities to consult. Okay. CPA Dr. Albert Otete is a consultant. He didn't let you know about it, but I'll tell you that he's a consultant. And I do know that sometimes the consulting opportunities come from forums where you meet fellow professionals. Okay. This knowledge, sharing and continuing professional education. The Institute organizes technical discussions on topical matters in accounting, topical matters in business, topical matters about the economy, and you keep learning through those kind of events. So those are the things that, for me, have contributed career-wise. You keep learning, you never get stale, you never become irrelevant when you are an active accountant, because you are always going to be in touch with the latest developments. And that is a key opportunity that lies before you. So, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, I believe you are headed for big things if you harness the opportunity that the Institute has presented before you. And remember, time and tide wait for none. The Institute has given you 2.5 years. Use the 2.5 years to excel. Use the 2.5 years to complete the course. And then you will grow professionally. And then you will grow as a member of the Institute. And you will harness even more benefits from the Institute. Let me now turn to the road ahead and what I think you should expect. Some of the issues have already been highlighted. by the Vice President, the Chairperson of the Education Committee, and CPA Charles representing the CEO. But I will emphasize a couple of them because I think that is equally important. And this is not speaking from theory, this is speaking from a very practical perspective. There have been so many people before you. You are the 6th cohort, but there have been 5 cohorts before you. And these tips will be helpful for you. The first thing I would highlight is that there is no rose without thorns. Okay. You know a rose flower? There is no rose flower that has no thorns. What does that mean? That means that for you to get the rose, you might have to be pricked by 1 or 2 thorns. But that shouldn't stop you from your target, which is the rose flower, the petals, the beautiful petals of the rose flower. Okay. So just like a rose flower, this journey that you are commencing will also have some tough times. Okay. There will be some tough times. Tough times may come in different ways. Okay. It could be in terms of balancing between family and academic side of things. It could be balancing between your tuition and other maybe job time, work time for those that are working. Okay. So the tough times will be there. It could even be failing some paper because people don't always pass. So it will all be depend on how you plan for it, but plan for some difficult times. Okay. And don't underestimate the course, like CPA Charles indicated. Don't say, since I'm a graduate of accounting and finance, since I'm a graduate of BCom, these are things I've seen before. Do not underestimate the course. Okay. Have an open mind and be ready to learn and to unlearn some things. Some of the things you find might be contrary to what your university lecturers told you. Okay. Don't be afraid to accept that you don't know. Okay. Don't be afraid to accept that you don't know. It's not an embarrassment, but it will help you to open up your mind to learning. And a few moments of awkwardness and embarrassment, are okay for the greater good of the target that you're pursuing as a member of the institute. That should be your ultimate target. You should think beyond just passing the exams, but think about qualifying as an accountant. Think about being a member of the institute. So have a study plan. I will not emphasize this beyond just mentioning it. Okay, but I will alert you that studying while working or studying with family, when you have a family, it's different from full-time studying at university. It comes with certain complexities, it comes with certain challenges, which you must plan for. So have a study plan. Where do you intend to do your tuition? There are many tuition providers. Where do you intend to do your tuition? Do you intend to do personal reading? Who is going to be your guide? Those are decisions that you have to think about and plan. 2 is perseverance. Like I've mentioned, there will be some bad days. There will be some bad days. And maybe some unexpected results. Hopefully, the unexpected results will be positive ones. You see, you can have positive unexpected results and negative unexpected results. Okay. The certainty, though, is that there will be some bad days. Okay. But always remember that life is not about how many times you fall down, but instead, it's about how many times you get up every time you fall down. That is a quote attributed to James Escalante. Okay. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get up every time you fall down. So in case you encounter bad days, in case you encounter difficult times on the course, don't lose focus. Just get yourself up, dust up yourself, and march forward. It's like a baby. when a baby falls down as they learn to walk, they don't quit walking, do they? They don't quit walking. They fall and get up, they fall and get up. And at the end of the day, they do learn how to walk. So it's the same analogy that I want you to always remember as you pursue this journey. I want you to insist, I want you to persist and know that whatever happens, you are in this all the way to the end. Do not quit. Winners do not quit. Okay? Winners do not quit. So you must insist, you must stay focused and move all the way. Number 3 is for you to be ethical. Be ethical in your conduct. Do not assume that ethics is only for members of the institute, but the code does apply. The code also applies to you as students. And I think that's a detail you will get as part of your orientation. The code of conduct applies to students as well. Cheating, amongst other unethical practices, will lead you into trouble. Impersonation and things of the like. So it starts now. It starts now, and it will be binding on you. So be ethical in what you do. Be proactive. Take responsibility for your experiences. Positively embrace the situation and harness the opportunity before you. This is one of the 7 habits of highly effective people, a book by Stephen Covey. Be proactive. Build a professional network, for example. I've told you how valuable professional networking has been for me and for so many other people that I know. So as you embark on this journey, don't think only about passing the papers. Let it be an experience with a focused outcome. Build networks. Networks with your peers, networks with the professionals that you will meet in forums such as this one here. Okay, and that's what I mean by being proactive as you go through this journey. Let it not only be about passing the paper. Okay? Think about yourselves as a profession or as professionals. Think about yourselves as professionals. Think about yourselves as future accountants, as future members of the institute. And the people that you meet along the way might positively impact your journey. Number 5, focus and dream big. Avoid distractions, which I would call noise. There might be some noise that will come along your way. Okay? There might be some noise. Life might throw certain things at you, which you don't expect as you go through this journey. Okay? So don't lose the end. Don't lose the target that you're pursuing. And which target I've emphasized should be beyond just passing the exams. Your target should be qualification as an accountant, membership as to the institute and beyond. Okay, membership and beyond. So don't lose the end. Don't lose sight of your dreams, and let the dreams be big. And of course, as you set those dreams, as you define those long-term goals, have a plan to execute them. Have a plan to execute them. If your dream is to be a member of the institute, if your dream is to be a professional accountant, your plan includes pursuing the course. Your plan includes applying for and obtaining the scholarship, which you have obtained. But there are other things that you will need to do in pursuit of that plan. So don't limit yourself to narrow dreams. Don't limit yourself to narrow goals. Think big, think broad, and have a plan to pursue those goals. So as I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to always remember 1 or 2 things. 1, that luck happens when opportunity meets the prepared. Like I said, some of your university colleagues will say you are lucky, but I don't think you're just lucky. You were prepared for this opportunity, which came your way, and you embraced it. I want you to make the most of it as you go forward. Number two, like I said, it's not how many times you fall that matters, but rather how many times you pick yourself up every time you do it. You fall. You might fall down in your accountancy journey. You might fall down. I'm not saying you will, but I'm saying you might. Okay? And like I said already, there will be some distractions. So it doesn't matter how many times those distractions come. What matters ultimately is how many times you pick yourself up and stay focused on the goal. So the challenges will be there, but the opportunities will outstrip them. And that's what I want you to focus on. Thirdly, last point that I want you to remember is that time and tide wait for no man. Time and tide wait for no man. So use the opportunity, optimize it, and move forward at the earliest opportunity. So my wish for you, ladies and gentlemen, is that after completing the course, you will always look back at this journey as one of the most memorable and most impactful phases of your career. The Institute has done its part. You've been awarded a scholarship, and the ball is now in your hands. So I wish you the very best in your accountancy journey, and I look forward to interacting with you, maybe as members, because that's what we've done with many people. CPA Charles, he might not remember, not Charles, CPA Dr. Albert. The first time I interacted with him, I had just joined KPMG. That was maybe 2003. I don't know that he remembers. He was still at Stanley. It was part of the transition. He might not remember, but I think he was the CFO. Okay. But those are the kind of networks you build. The vice president, he told you. But I think I also shared a class with him. I think he forgot that one. But I also shared a class with him. He didn't tell you about that. But here we are, peers and, working together in the profession. So that's my dream for you. And I know that will happen because there have been so many people in the same boat before you who have followed the guidance, who have remained focused, and within a couple of years, they are there. So congratulations once again, and I wish you the very best in your accountancy career.
Let's put our hands together for our chief guest once again. Thank you so much, our dear chief guest, for the inspiration, for the kind words to our beneficiaries. I hope you've taken note. The journey is not easy. The vice president has also alluded to the fact that this journey is tough and it requires you to prepare. I'll also give you one quote from Abraham Lincoln, that he said, if I'm given 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. So that speaks to the need for us to prepare. Preparation is very key. 4 hours sharpening your axe. So that you use 2 hours to cut down the tree. So the journey ahead is not easy, but as the Institute, we pledge our commitment to walking the journey with you, to supporting you, because at the end of the day, we are really proud of the empowerment that we're doing through this student scholarship program. It's a flagship one that started only 5 years ago, and we believe that we're adding something to the profession. We're not just regulating, but we are contributing to the profession through this empowerment program. And we congratulate you Congratulations to the beneficiaries. And before we head to the next, to the photo sessions, I'll call upon some of the past beneficiaries as well to say a word or two of encouragement. A lot has been said by our chief guest, but as part of the assurance, we have these beneficiaries in the room so that they tell you, so they give you some inspiration that this is doable, and we shall be there to support you along the way, from every aspect, from the reading materials, the guidance, the counseling. We shall walk the journey with you to see that you succeed. I'll at this point I'll invite Miss Lillian Bukira to come and say a few words within 2 minutes. 2 words of inspiration. And then I'll have Hanifa Nalugo thereafter. So Lillian Bukira was from the first cohort and completed in May 2024. You're welcome, Lillian.
Thank you, Perth. Good morning, everyone. This is Lillian Bukira, a beneficiary from the first cohort. I'm happy to see you here, and I want to tell you that it's doable. I know some of you, as you're starting, you have no exemptions, and if I'm to tell you, you're in the best position, because these people with exemptions, you find them and leave them where they are. I'm not intimidating them, but that's the truth. That's what I've observed. So don't fear. And the Institute has so many people there, very nice people who guide you. Wherever you meet a challenge, you can talk to them. You can communicate with them. You can also communicate to some of us. Even the council members, all the people, whoever you can meet, you can talk to them. You can talk to them and they will guide you within this profession journey. But what I want to tell you, stay as a team. And even when you feel like leaving, sit back and ask yourself, why did I apply for this scholarship? Because those times will come, as CPA Kawela has told us, you fill a paper and you feel like, I think I need to go for masters. That's what I've heard from most people. But if I'm to tell you, in our profession, CPA weighs more than a master's, so you're on the right track. So instead of going for masters, encourage yourself. For me, I don't believe in being motivated by other people. You have to motivate yourself. That, do I need this? Yes. If at all I need it, what do I have to do? I have to discuss with people. I have to spare some time. I have to go some nights with because some of you are working hard, and the places where you're working at, you work past midnight. So you have to spare some time and read. So what I'm telling you, it's doable, but you have to invest in a lot. It will come to a time when you feel like I should leave, but stay there, motivate yourself. Why have you applied? You need to complete the course. If you need to complete the course, then you have to continue doing it. You want to become a CPA also, like these other people. And we are the future. This team is aging, so sorry to say. So we are able to. So if we start leaving, that these things are hard, they won't have people in future. So I'm encouraging you. You're doing the right thing. But even lastly, mind about the institutions that you go to. Not everyone who is going to advertise themselves as a tuition provider, or that you can go and study from there, that you're going to get the right things. You keep on failing and you blame other people. So mind about where you, and keep in touch, encourage each other, but motivate yourself first. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lillian. I'll have Hanifa Nalugo to come and say a few words as Beatrice prepares. So Hanifa was from the third cohort, and she completed in December 2024. You're welcome, Hanifa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol observed. As you've been told, Nalugo Hanifa, a past beneficiary for the third cohort, and I've completed in December 2024. That is 2.5 years. I've not added any time in that. I would like to thank ISPAO for its commitment and contribution to this scholarship scheme. It is a great initiative and it has helped a lot of us. I know my other beneficiaries are still like doing the CPA course, but I know they will finish on time. So I want to really extend my appreciation to ISPAO for this commitment to like help us to nurture us into the accounting like profession. And I would like to congratulate the scholarship beneficiaries. This is a great profession. And I want to tell you that you have not only passed the criteria for the scholarship beneficiary, but you've met it and you've bet it. So I know that you can do this. I applied for the scholarship beneficiary as a fresh graduate with zero knowledge from accounting because I did a bachelor's of science in human nutrition from my career. But what like piqued my interest is that I got my first job right after COVID in a startup as an administrator. And if anyone has worked with startups, you do everything. Like you are an administrator, you are filing, you are bookkeeping. So having put like under those roles, I had to like I was like, I'm doing these things, I'm bookkeeping, but I'm getting some interest. So what can I do to do this better, to make myself better? And I saw the CPA course on Twitter. I think I've started following it because I was doing some online courses on like websites in accounting. So when I saw the announcement, I greatly took the opportunity. And when I received the call from Miss Generous, I was very, very elated. So I thank ISPAO, I thank the tuition providers. I've been studying from Matt Abacus Business School, and that has really helped me out through this. I wanted to urge the beneficiaries, the 6 cohort beneficiaries, that CPA course is not easy. But with preparation, as everyone has said, and focus, you're going to pass. I want to give you a success story for my CPA because like in 2023 May, I was a prize winner for financial management. But I remember my professor asking me, and he said, like, how did you pass this on the first attempt? And I just told him, I am sure when I was listening to the release, I was just waiting for my name to be mentioned because I did that exam from the first number to the last number. And I knew I'd like done everything that they were asking. Because I remember I got 90%. I feel like ISPAO gave me like small marks, but I did everything. But it's only through focus and preparation that you can do that. I didn't have any exemptions coming from a science course. So I knew I had to put in more effort to pass CPA. So that is a success story. But I also want to reflect on a time where I felt advanced financial reporting. I think I got 46. That was my first fail in my academic journey. I was like, hey, so people can fail to get 50%. It was like, I could not really believe it. But what I did is I went back through the notes, went back to class. So in case of any failure, don't say I already have the knowledge. You had it, you failed, please go back to class. Don't use the past notes that you've been having. Go back as if you're doing it at the first attempt. go back, read, focus, you will pass. I'm sure you will pass. And lastly, I want to give you this quote from John Maxwell, that dreams don't work unless you do. You have got the scholarship. I urge you all to put in the effort and focus on it. You will pass. I welcome you. And I also, as a way to thank ISPAO, I am pledging my availability in any student engagements, any onboarding. Whenever I'll be called upon, I'll be able to do this because I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hanifa. I'll invite Miss Beatrice. CPA Beatrice. She completed from the first cohort. You're welcome, CPA Beatrice.
Morning, everyone. My name is Beatrice Wanyiri Jira. I know it's a hard one, so you can call me CPA Beatrice. From the first cohort, we have something in common. We had a chief guest, and it was CPA Andrew Kawele. So I want to appreciate you. 2019 at Imperial Royal, it was the same person. So sure, I need to appreciate him. Thank you for availing yourself whenever the institute approaches you. I want to congratulate you all. As the chief guest said, it's not by luck. You deserve it. I'm sure from the applicants, there are about 300. So surely if you're 10, our time were 146 and we managed to be 10. So it's really hard work. It's not only by luck. I'm here to share my success story. I'm a finance manager at MasterCard Foundation and also director, a tuition provider, fully recognized, Alba Professional Business School. And how did I happen to finish CPA course in the required time? It was launched in 2019, December at Imperial Royal. And among the beneficiaries, I was really heavily pregnant. And I looked around and I'm like, God, did I really deserve this? To be among these young people? I finished my bachelor's in management science at Chambergo University in 2018. I rushed things, I come from a culture whereby whenever I clock 16, uncles start counting cows. So if you if you go for academics, they see you delaying their cows. After university, I had to get married. So 2019, September, I got married. So December, I was pregnant heavily. And I approached Generous for the first book. And I asked her, really, will I manage this? For sure, I was doubting myself. That's the truth. But I'm glad most of you are young. So you have no excuse. I had to balance family. I had to balance work. I was a unity manager at ICA Lion. I realized hard work was really needed. What did I do? One, I had to come up with my detailed schedule. I'm a very busy person. I had to cancel a meeting to come here. Surely I have to be available for ISPAO. Because I remember I went to Chambergo University, that was in June 2019, to ask a friend, he's a lecturer there called Emma, that how can I apply for this CPA thing? I want to change employment. Yes, I've worked there for 3 years, but I want to change employment. And how will I change employment? By adding value on myself. And which value? I'm in an accounting world. And remember, our Accountants Act 2013, Section 5, is it correct? It explains the requirements of ANI accountant. Most of us call ourselves accountant before qualifying to be called an accountant. I said, let me go for this CPA thing. I went to Emma. Then Emma is like, before spending your money, there is this opportunity. You have a first class. Why not apply? I applied and they called me. I'm like, okay. So I had to have a detailed schedule for my family. Sunday, you cannot get me. It's a total family day. Monday to Saturday, I'm fully available for work. My schedules for class, if class was starting at 9 a.m., I was always there by 8:45. Even this meeting, I was there in my car by 8:40. Timekeeping is very key if you want to be successful. Now, I had an issue of procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll read tomorrow. These things are easier. But financial accounting, I think I got like 68. I'm like, why? Is it because I was pregnant? Is it because we are from COVID? Because we got a big challenge for us from the first cohort. After the launch, COVID came in. So we sat our first paper in December 2020. So you can imagine, from the launch, 2019, a full year, we're like, Jesus, is this what you call an air luck or an air opportunity? But thank God, we sat the paper. And after realizing that I have a problem of procrastination because of very many duties, you have to be available for your husband, for the kid, for work. Yes, if we get married, as our vice president said, commitment. You have to be available as a wife. You have to be available as a unit manager. So I could take my unit members as my children. I have to view their reports. Is the filing okay? Are they meeting their targets? So I really had a hard journey, but thank God I managed. But from having a detailed schedule and understanding my weaknesses, one of them was procrastination. So I worked on it and I really succeeded. And how did I come up with understanding my weaknesses? Is by doing a SWOT analysis. I had to understand my strength. I'm really good in financial reporting. So I had to lead discussions for financial reporting and advanced financial reporting. I know I did not win any award, but at least I was able to help someone who had failed advanced financial reporting 6 times to get an award. And as we speak, he's my business partner. He had really failed and had given up. These things of CPR, I can't fail 6 times that I have a second class upper from university. And me, I was from an October exam of financial reporting. I'm like, December can't just go. I have to sit also for December. I had to go for advanced financial reporting and the remaining papers of level 2. So I was sitting 3 papers each sitting. I discussed for that person and he took the award by only 2 marks. He got 70, I got 62. But my heart was at peace because, you know, it is very good to have someone have a smile. Now, 2.5 years is really a small time. How will you do it? People fear sitting many papers, but me, I was sitting 3 papers, and in those 2.5 years, I have 2 boys. I have 2 boys. I missed my graduation. I was in labor. But the good thing, I got my job I have now from MasterCard. They just job hunted me. My previous employer referred me. They were discussing and they're like, there is this girl. She's our unit manager and she's really working well. She would do for you a good job for that project. They came at Bethan He gave me a job. I'm like, God, this is really wonderful. So I became a finance manager, not even sharing many applications. You know, the employment world is really tough. There is traffic. You can apply and apply and apply. In my life, I've never applied for a job. Even my previous job, the guest job hunted me from university, being the best lady in school of management. Even this one, I have it because of CPA and completing it in time. Now, I'm going to come to another thing called accountability. I want you to get mentors. And I want to appreciate the Institute for having that allowance of us getting mentors. You see, success is not a one-man's journey. It is a collective action. Have someone you're accountable to. Not someone you're familiar to. Have someone you fear to approach with a fail to be your mentor. And have a professional mentor. If you're pursuing CPA, I expect you to have a CPA mentor. It really helped me. CPA Carol taught me financial accounting. I disturbed him a few times, but I'm sure I can't recall because now I think it's now like 3 or 4 years. I've disturbed all my tutors. I've disturbed all people. I even have a dad called CPA Ambrose. I want to appreciate Madam Generous. As Howard says generous, she has really been generous throughout. I'm going to tell you why. When I gave birth to my firstborn, I had to send my husband to go and pick the study materials. You know what Generous told me? Just write an email. I'll give them to him. Please clap for her. The power of resources. You're fresh from university, you can think you know these things. It is not true. That is why it is called a bachelor's. This one is called a profession. It is totally different. Get the study materials, go to tuition providers, visit online, because we are now in the 4th industrial revolution. Companies are applying technology. As they have told us, let us stay informed. Know what is happening in the profession. Understand the act. Trust me, I'm a very busy person. I don't have TikTok. I only have Meet and Greet, where when I feel like I'm bored, that's when I get my happiness. Because I know if there is something in the profession, I'll find it there. I can't find it on TikTok. I'm not discouraging TikTok, but get a good networking forum. The ICPay annual seminar. You may think it is so expensive. Please invest in it if your employer can't. Because we are in the post-industrial revolution, whereby information is very key. Knowledge is very key. Networking is the best. Then thirdly, entrepreneurship. When JB was telling us that you don't have to be looking at only being employed, you can still be entrepreneur. I took it up. After my course in December 2022, I went for my leave. I had to do my business plan. And I had to come up with a school. As we speak now, I'm director. I can tell you, this sitting, I checked with my admin and I have over 250 students. And it has really been good because I now contribute to employment. As you know, we have an issue of unemployment. And how can it happen? By networking. I have shareholders. I'm not alone. So you cannot do it alone, surely. It may take you time. If you're able to get friends from level 1 and they're able to move with you level 2, level 3, can you start having tea dinners discussing employment opportunities, discussing business ideas? If they fail, look for other business partners. Trust me, you will be an asset. Then I want to talk about gratitude. When I went home and I realized, okay, I cannot say I was the oldest person, but I was pregnant. And I was asking myself, how will I manage family, work, now CPA? Because I wanted to do it on my pace when I'm paying my money. Even if I take 8 years, it is okay. But now I have 2.5 years, that pressure. I had to apply gratitude that if I've been chosen among the 10 students from 146 applicants, I should be grateful. I read the Bible on a daily basis. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you. Yes? And not to harm you. Plans to give you a good future. I said, if God has chosen me, it means he has plans for me. So I left everything for God. I went to class. I got study material from the institute. I could visit online platforms and went for exams. I only failed assurance in my CPA journey. And when I failed assurance, I was scared of changing public sector to public finance management. So I had to add public sector, assurance, and advanced taxation. So I think I solved something I couldn't take. So when I failed assurance, I got 47. I had to do an analysis. Why did I fail it? It was really a big task for me. 3 papers. I went in September and I passed it. And I finished the course in December. So you don't have to give up. When you fail, first understand why have you failed. Do a SWOT analysis. Get informed. Have a detailed schedule. Utilize all the available resources. And also have a mentor. Thank you so much for listening. I cannot leave this podium without. Today I'm declaring 20% discount to you if you come to Alba Professional Business School. Of course, it came as a result of this scholarship. I cannot give 100% now because I'm still growing. I know time will come when I declare 100% discount. For now, accept my 20% discount. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you a happy new year.
I think Secretariat, you'll give CPA Beatrice an invoice. Yeah, for the marketing. Well, thank you so much for the inspiration. I thank all the past beneficiaries. I believe the new cohort of beneficiaries has picked 1 or 2. The journey ahead is not easy. I'll re-echo that. And we need to brace ourselves, but the support is available as Secretariat. We have a couple of mentors. They've mentioned challenge. The Secretariat will be able to support you, generous as well. You can always feel free to contact her. So at this point, I'll invite some We'll have some Q&A from the reporters. Then from that, we'll have the photo session and the launch of the 7th scholarship cohort. So Nancy and Tim, you could prepare the placards as we launch the 7th scholarship cohort. Just a clarity, we shall have the Q&A after the launch of the 7th cohort. Apologies for that. So Nancy, let's have the placards ready.
Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, I trust I'm audible enough. I don't need. Yeah. But before we can launch the 7th edition of the Student Scholarship Program, I have a public apology to make. There is someone I've already doubted the name and the person. I always insist that the name generous and the person don't seem to rhyme. Perhaps it should have been selfish as a name, but I am inspired that there are so many people here who are saying that indeed you are generous. So to our new people, beneficiaries, she will always be upon that. But on a serious note, let's have the launch of the 7th edition of the Student Scholarship Program. Ladies and gentlemen, today's agenda has 2 equally significant events. We had the unveiling of the 6th cohort of the scholarship beneficiaries, which we have just concluded. And now we have the launch of the 7th edition of the ICPAU Student Scholarship Program. And it's now time for us to launch this edition. For information to the general public and potential applicants, the Student Scholarship Program is open to bachelor's degree holders from any discipline or background. Like you just saw from amongst the beneficiaries we have one who is having a background in sciences. So it doesn't have to be a business-related background, except that applicants must possess qualifications awarded by public universities or private chartered universities recognized by the National Council for Higher Education. Then at individual level, for eligibility, applicants must have completed their bachelor's degree program in 2024. Those applying for the 7th cohort must have completed the bachelor's degree program in 2024 and obtained either a first-class honors or second-class honors. If it is second class, it must be upper division. How to apply? The applications are made via the Institute's website, that is www.icpau.co.ug. And I'm informed that the application portal is already open. Therefore, prospects can submit their application as early as today. Please take note, the closing date is 30th April 2025. So we shall not have anyone eligible if you apply after 30th April 2025. And at this juncture, may I have the honor to launch the 7th edition together with our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of the authority entrusted unto me, that by the hands of the Certified Foundation Accountant of Uganda, I declare the 7th edition of the scholarship program launched.
Thank you so much for that activity. Let's proceed with any questions from the members of the Fourth Estate. It's a Q&A. Any questions that you would like to give to the speakers, beneficiaries?
Thank you very much. And I would say, is it still good morning? I would say good morning, everyone. And I will have to first take this opportunity to thank the institution for giving us the scholarship. And on the note, to congratulate my fellow beneficiaries that we have so far taken a step into advancing our career. My name is Deborah Kundakwe. I would like to know about the study materials and the tuition providers. I'd like to know, Major, if right now I can be able to access and go with the study materials. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jonas Kaizi from New Vision. I'm interested in the sponsorship bit of the program. How are you guys, how do you manage to raise the funds to sponsor these people for over this time, 2.5 years? It's a long time. And then is it, then tell me, is it 100% bursary or something like that? And yeah, and then quantify it in when it comes to finances. How much is it worth? Like, how much is one scholarship worth when it comes to money? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Mine is a simple question. Most speakers today and the previous days have been warning the students about the tuition providers, but you don't give details about that warning. Are there some who probably don't do it well? Are those who do it too well? Give us some clarification on the tuition providers. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. The first question will be answered by our CEO, CPA Charles, who is sitting in for the CEO, Derhanga. And he will also address the question of tuition providers. He will just give a clarity. Thank you so much. Over to you.
The question by Deborah of study materials, good enough. You have asked when the person in charge of those logistics is also in the house. General Siniragire, I think you can stand up and I see you. And she's going to become your point of reference for you new beneficiaries because she's in charge of student affairs. The study materials will be available to you. Of course, they are part of the package for this scholarship. So before you leave this place, make sure that you get her details. She will be able to clarify not only about the study materials, but also about anything else that you need to do to fit in the program very, very well. You have seen her, she's in the house with us. The other question was about the tuition providers. And still, generals will be able to advise you, the beneficiaries, about the tuition providers. But for your information, you have also already been given a discount by one of us. CPA Beatrice has offered a discount of 20%, and she's advertising her institution as Alba Business School. She's one of the 9. I'm not going to read out their names one by one, but you can access them. If you can't access the website, Generals is here. She's the consultant in Students Affairs, and you'll get all the information that you require. I did get the question very well. It's like they were saying, are those doing well, are those not doing well? But my answer would be, for those who have recognized doing well as tuition providers. That's why we recognize them as tuition providers, because they went through a vetting process and we are found to be good tuition providers to have what it requires, provide tuition to CPA students. Mr. Kaizi asked about the sponsorship and wanted us to quantify it in terms of how much it is. It is maybe a bit of arithmetic. Someone can compute how much it will be. But as far as ICPA is concerned, ICPAU covers the costs associated with what you will spend if you're not in the scholarship and you're to get from ICPAU. Now, this one includes the study materials. The study materials are important, of course, if you want to read. To become a student of ICPAU, to become a student on our roll, you have to pay registration fees. So if you are on this scheme, you not pay registration fees. Then you will have to pay for examinations. Every paper you sit, every examination you sit, you're supposed to pay. But under the scholarship scheme, you will get that one free of charge. So that's what we are able to sponsor at ICPAU. If you added up the cost for registration and actually annual renewal fees. If you're a student and you want to renew your studentship every year, you're supposed to pay annual renewal fees. If you are on the scheme, you'll be exempted that. You will not have to pay annual renewal fees. However, the scheme does not cover tuition. If you are a beneficiary, you look for a tuition provider and you'll pay your tuition. But for us, we subsidize or we exempt the amount that you will pay if you were to be on our side as a student. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the clarity. Let's go into the photo session. Nancy, you may guide on So as we prepare for the photos, so after the photo session, we'll be able to leave at leisure. You'll feel free to, for those that have not gotten a cup of tea, you can have a cup of tea and some bites at the back. But after the photo session, we'll leave at leisure. Thank you so much. So let's have the beneficiaries and the graduates to stand up and come at the front.
Yeah, so it's something I want you to think about. We're seeing the number of enterprises coming in. You understand it's about the factor. It's about the factor accountant, like we need more.
So I want you to relate to the more enterprises coming up.
The economy is growing.
Yeah, so and you underscore the need for more professional, because like, and as you already say that they are accountants, but they are professional accountants. So underscore the need for more professional accountants due to the fact that they are arising.